Good morning, everyone. While we're waiting for others to get in and get settled, now's a good time to grab anything you need to get comfortable. Maybe it's a glass of water or a hot cup of tea or coffee. Also, if you have items at home and you'd like to smudge, it's a good time to grab those items as we begin to ignite the healing within. If you got no smudge at home, that's okay, relatives. Send some cleansing, healing, and positive energy your way. It's a new day. It's another sunrise, another sunset. This is our opportunity to take a moment to reflect on how we're feeling and decide how we want to move forward today in our wellness path. Aloha, kakahiaka. Hello and good morning. My name is Malia and I'm a community healer at the HIR Wellness Institute. We are a nonprofit organization that focuses on the mental health and wellness of our relatives of Turtle Island, as well as other Indigenous and underserved communities, and also victims of crime. You can join us here every Monday through Friday at 8 a.m. where we will always breathe, stretch, explore ways to integrate self-care and wellness into our daily lives, and we will always honor our cultural traditions, our customs, our ancestry, our strength, and our resilience. So thank you so much for joining us this morning, relatives. I'd like to take a moment to recognize our HIR Wellness Institute team members who are here with us today to serve you as we are in this circle of care and practicing what our founder, Leah, has coined and developed as community activated medicine. That means that the people are the medicine. And here together, we're able to hold space for each other, to talk about what we're feeling and what's on our mind, and do our own part of our healing journey. We have our one of our social work interns, Mariah Jensen. When you see the HIR Wellness Institute commenting this morning, that is Mariah. She is our moderator. We also have our occupational therapist, Claudia Meyer-Smith. Claudia, Mariah, how you doing? And to all of our relatives out there, good morning. How are you doing today? I want to thank you for being here. Because when we take time throughout our day to reflect on what we're feeling, then we can decide what it is that we need. And when you come here to these videos, you can come as you are. I always say warts and all, it's kind of an ugly picture, but if you're here and you need some support, that's exactly what these videos are for. If you're here just to get some love and some positivity, that's what these videos are for. If you need to take a breather, or you're not even sure what your day is about or what it is you need, this is our opportunity to decide, to be present and breathe through it. Good morning, Sarah Marie. Sarah says, yay, I made it today. I've been so busy. Good morning, everyone. So glad you're here with us, Sarah Marie. Let us know how you're doing. Dwight, good morning, Dwight. How are you? Let us know how you are today. Kathy, good morning. She says, good morning to all. How you doing? Sarah Marie says, I'm doing good this morning. I slept great because I had my windows open and it felt great. Wonderful, Sarah. Thank you so much for sharing. Relatives, how are you today? And if you want to share in the comment box, that's awesome. Even if it's hard for you to share, we're here for you. But the most important thing, you don't have to comment in the comment box. The most important thing is that you take a moment for yourself. And I might even ask you this, relatives. What do you need today? What do you need right now if you need something? Good morning, Marilyn. Marilyn says, good morning. Need some deep breathing today. I got you, Marilyn. We got you. And Dwight says, I feel really good today. And for those of our relatives, if you're having trouble pinpointing how you're feeling, let's do a body scan. You can sit or lay or recline however you want, just like when we deep breathe. And as always, closing your eyes is optional. And we'll scan our body from head to toe, paying attention to areas where you might be feeling tense. Maybe you're feeling discomfort. It might even be tightness or soreness. It could even be physical pain. Pay attention to those areas that might be giving you a sign or an indicator of something. So let's go ahead. We'll scan from the top of our heads. I like to touch the areas I'm scanning. Starting at the forehead and working our way to our temples. Taking deep breaths if you need to. We're going to go to the jawline and the neck. How's it feel? Are you tight or are you nice and calm? We're going to work our way to the shoulders and the chest. How's your chest feeling? We're going to work our way down to our tummy. How's your tummy feel? Is it full from last night's dinner? Or is it empty? Maybe you had a good breakfast and you feel nice and balanced. My tummy still has dinner in it from last night. We're going to work our way down to our hips and our legs and our knees. How are your knees feeling? What about your calves and your ankles? You can give them a little stretch if you need to. Then we'll work our way down to our heels, the arches of our feet, and our toes. And let's go back to our shoulders and down our upper and lower back, to our tailbone, and then from our shoulders to our arms, elbows, forearms, wrists, palms, and fingers. Let's take a moment now to scan our hearts. Are there feelings or emotions that are lying heavy there today? Or does your heart feel full or free? And lastly, let's take a moment to scan our thoughts. How'd you sleep last night? Is your mind invigorated? Are you well rested and ready for the day? Or perhaps you were up late last night. Maybe there were thoughts there that were just circulating. Let's take a deep breath. And with that, we'll go ahead to the comments. And relatives, if you do want to share, know that you can anytime. Whether it's the beginning, middle, or even towards the end of these videos, you can always share where you're at. Remember, relatives, these videos are for you. You can determine what you need, when you need it. You can check in whenever you want. You come how you need to. Sandra J says, good morning, everyone. The sun is shining. It is a beautiful day, and it is warm out. I know I'm wearing a blankie because my house is kind of chilly, but outside it's warm and beautiful already. Okay, good morning, Hadassah. Says, hi, everyone. First time here. We are so glad you're here with us. I hope I pronounced your beautiful name right. And how you doing, Hadassah? Mariah says, welcome. Thank you for joining us. Sarah Marie says, the ankle that I sprained last year is feeling a little stiff today. Aw, Sarah Marie, thanks for sharing. I'm sorry to hear that. Let's do some ankle stretches today, too. We can do that during our stretch. You take some time, Sarah, to stretch that ankle. Claudia says, I'm doing okay today, enjoying the spring air. I'm loving the summer, or the spring. It feels like summer to me because I'm so used to being cold, but I'm loving the spring air outside today too. Today's going to be a long day for me, but I'm looking forward to it. There's a lot going on, and I'm going to do some positive self-talk today. What are you doing today, relatives, for your day? Perhaps you're starting your morning with an elixir. That's my favorite action of self-care. So while I pour myself a cup of iced tea, feel free, relatives. Share, let us know what you have in your cup this morning. Maybe it's tea, maybe it's coffee, maybe it's citrus water, maybe it's kombucha, whatever it is. We can always inspire our relatives to try something they haven't in a while or something completely new. Even if it's water. I've been on a new kick. I've never been much of a ice person. I always like my beverages kind of room temperature, even my water. But lately I've been exploring ice, if that makes sense. Like some of my friends and family, they need ice in every beverage. I'm the opposite. So I've been trying out ice. I just got some filtered water in my mason jar, but I'm going to add some tea to it. First thing in the morning, what I like to do for wellness is chug a big glass of water. This will actually be my second glass of water, so. But again, relatives, let us know. What are you doing today? What do you got in your wellness path today? What's ahead? What steps do you have? And always an elixir if you want to share it. Okay, so I have a cup of ice. My glass of water is filled about halfway. I brewed some tea yesterday, and I had a little bit of the tea left over, but I didn't have quite enough for a full glass, so that's why I'm going to go ahead and keep some water in my mason jar. Also, I've been doing this beautiful tea this week. This is called White Rose Melange. This is a white tea. Look at these beautiful, beautiful tea leaves here. White tea is the most minimally processed of all the teas, white, green, and black. It is caffeinated. Not so much as some of the black teas or the oolongs, but it does have caffeine. And then we have these beautiful rose petals. The aroma of this white tea and rose smells like a gorgeous honeysuckle, rose bush, amazing, just floral tea. Again, it does have caffeine, but roses are excellent antioxidants. So is tea. So this is just a beautiful fava tea brand. Smells great. I'm going to put this back in the jar because I already have my tea brewed. Now, when I brewed my tea yesterday, you can kind of see I had some left over. You can see how the rose petals and the tea opened up. I threw it in the fridge overnight. And I got my tea strainer here. I'm just going to pour myself the rest of this tea. And because it's been brewing overnight, it's pretty potent, so the fact that there's some water in the cup already is fine. Look at how dark the brew is, even when it was half water. And that's what happens when we let it soak overnight. Let's go ahead and give this a nice whiff. What does it smell like when it's on ice? And when it's brewed, it still has a really delicate flower aroma. It smells great. I want to do a toast to all of our relatives out there. Spring is a time of change. May it be a week, may it be a month, may it be a season of choosing things, even if they're things that you haven't done before, things that serve you and what you want, what you need, and that can help. Cheers to propelling yourself forward on your wellness path, however that may be. Cheers to you all, to all of our relatives out there, to all of our Wonder Women, all of our Supermen. You are amazing. You are worth it. You are beautiful. You are love. Okay, so this definitely would be good with some maple syrup, agave, local honey, even a little bit of brown sugar or a sweetener, but I love it just plain, just without anything. It tastes amazing. It's like drinking a meadow of honeysuckle and rose, and it's amazing. Mmm, I love that one. So yeah, relatives, let us know what you're drinking in your morning elixir. Hadassah says, I'm doing okay, glad to be here. We're glad you're here too, Hadassah. And relatives, as a reminder, you don't have to come here all happy and sunshine. If you do, that's awesome. But if that's not where you're at today, you come as you are. Marilyn says, I'm having a V8. Sounds delicious. Thank you, Marilyn. Renee says, good morning, all. Enjoying listening to the thunder this morning. Went outside to let my rain cousins drop blessings on me. Going to be a good day as I welcome back these relatives to my life. Renee, that is beautiful. Thank you for sharing your beautiful words. Rain cousins, love it. Chris Miner says, good morning, everyone. Sending blessings from South Dakota. All right, Chris. How you doing, Chris? Glad you're here with us. Marie says, I'm having coffee, doing some stretching. Overdid it a bit yesterday. Trying to gain and maintain endurance for these long days. That tea is beautiful. I bet it smells lovely. Cheers to you all. Yes, Marie. Relatives, you can see there's so many ways that we can practice self-care, even first thing in the morning. You're all doing a beautiful job. Even just being here to hold space for one another. That can be a very, very beautiful part of your healing journey for the day. Love it. Chris says your words are felt as a blessing. Relatives, all thank you, Chris. Also know you can put your good words here. Put your good words here, relatives. If you have some love to give, if you have something to share, this is about you, relatives. If you got love to share, if you have something to say, if you have something you want to talk about, that's exactly what we're here for. We are truly here for you. I know that the face that's on the camera, but if we were all here right now, together physically, we'd be in one big circle, shoulder to shoulder. Well, distance, shoulder to shoulder, I guess, nowadays. But we would be in a circle, all equal. And that's the beautiful thing about community activated medicine, which we are doing right now. The people are the medicine. That means that you are also a healer. You have the ability to do your own part of your healing. You have the ability to hold space for others while they're working through their own healing. That's community activated medicine. It's the power of the strength of people and as a community. Mariah says you are all loved, absolutely. And if you don't feel loved, that's your mind telling you some tricks. If you need to come here and get some love, you're in the right place. Sending you all love, relatives. Sarah Marie says, I am drinking coffee. Perfect. Sounds good, Sarah Marie. Do you drink it straight or what do you do with it? Dwight says, I am drinking water. All right, Dwight. You do that room temperature, ice cold, or how you do it? Claudia says, I'm doing tomato juice now. We'll do holy basil later today. Love some holy basil, Claudia. I love your tea choices. Sandra J says, time to dig dandelion root in the north. Great diuretic. When the leaves come out, they make a spring tonic tea. Sandra J, love it. Love, love, love that you're going to our plant relatives for some good medicine. And relatives, we will dig up some dandelion roots together here one of these days, maybe later towards the month or early next month, but we will get to dig in some dandelion together. We will make some tea together. We will cut some root. We'll do the thing. And also too, relatives, I want to start seeds pretty soon, the indoor seeds. We can do that together soon too. I'm looking forward to it. Love it. Relatives, Mariah says self-care is not selfish. We are glad you are all taking this time for yourselves. I love it, Mariah. Thank you. And again, relatives, what are you doing for your self-care this morning? What are you doing to love you, to put some love on you? Sarah Marie says, I drink it black, no sugar or creamer. All right, Sarah Marie, black coffee girl, love it. Dwight Ryan says he's drinking cold water. Excellent, Dwight. We all know, relatives, the power of water. If all you do this in the morning is turn on your tap and your filter, and that's what you do and drink water, that's amazing. That's one of the best things you can do to start off your morning. That feels so good to drink this morning. All right, relatives. Right now we can go to our deep breathing. And while we're deep breathing today, I want you to pick a word that you want to focus on, like your mantra word. If you're having trouble picking a word, one of the things you can do is maybe pay attention to something that's not sitting right with you. You know, like if you're feeling tension, maybe if you've had an argument with someone that you love, maybe if you're worried about something or anxious about something. Those are just some examples. Now let's go ahead and find the opposite word of that. For example, if you're feeling conflict in a relationship, it doesn't have to be a romantic relationship, but maybe it is. Maybe it's conflict with children or a friend or your parents or whatever it is. If you're feeling conflict, the opposite of that would be peace, right? Or if you're feeling anxious, the opposite of that might be feeling calm. If you're feeling sad, happy, and so on. So let's pick a word that you really feel like can help you in your day, that can help to ease some of the pain that you might be feeling, whether it's physical pain or mental pain or emotional pain. Okay, so I chose my word. I think this might have been the same word I chose yesterday. Peace. That word's really important to me today, is peace. Now we're going to breathe in through the nose for a count of 4. We're going to exhale through the mouth for a count of 8. And when we breathe in, our bellies are going to expand. And when we exhale through the mouth, our bellies are going to contract. And when we breathe in, allow that word to just wash over you. You can imagine even coming down like raindrops, and let it just cleanse you. Let that word come over you. Or you can think of it like that healing breath where you're just enveloped in this cleansing and healing air. And when we exhale and release, we're going to kind of search those areas where you might be feeling pain or tension. Maybe it's the shoulders, maybe it's in your heart, maybe you have a headache, maybe your throat hurts, maybe it's your lower back or your hips or knees or your feet. I want that word to wash over those areas, and we exhale, we'll release that. Tracy says her word today is peace. Excellent, Tracy. Thank you for sharing. Feel free to share that word in the comments section if you want to, too, relatives, in case our other relatives maybe are not able to find a word. Okay, so you can sit, lay, or recline however you like. We're going to breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth with that word, releasing that energy that doesn't serve us, and then we'll go right into our stretch. Eyes closed are optional. I like to close my eyes. So here we go. Take a deep inhale. Bring that word in. Visualize it coming in through the body, washing away what doesn't serve you. Exhale and release. Deep inhale. And exhale. Let that healing word come in through your breath. And exhale and release. Deep inhale. Exhale and release. Just continue to breathe. Now we're going to stretch. I'm going to roll the shoulders. Relative, stretch how you need. These are just guidelines. You can choose however you want to stretch, even if you want to stand up or stretching your ankles. This would be a good time. Whatever's not feeling great, we can focus on it. Take a deep inhale, like spreading out the arms. You might yawn. I always yawn here every time. We're going to stretch the wrist and the shoulder and upper back. Deep inhale. And exhale. You can continue to focus on the healing word. I'm bringing peace to my body. Hadassah is bringing calm. Dwight is bringing love. Claudia is bringing peace. Stretching that forearm and wrist. If you don't like that, you can roll your wrist here. Deep inhale. I bring my arm out in front. Take a deep inhale. Exhale as we clasp the fingers, palms out and up towards the ceiling. And gently bending from side to center. Oh, this one feels good today. Pushing down with the opposite elbow, stretching the tricep. Deep inhale. And exhale. Oh, that felt good. Let's go ahead and stretch the neck if you like. Looking from side to center, nice and gentle. Remember, relatives, trust your body, you know best. Stretch what you need. If it means you gotta stand up and touch your toes, we're gonna double tap the ear towards the shoulder if you want, or choose what you need. Double tap nice and gentle. Be careful here, relatives. And then we're gonna go ahead and gently roll our chin from shoulder to shoulder, keeping it in the front, nice and gentle. Deep inhale and exhale. Inhale as we look gently up towards the ceiling, down towards our lap, and one final breath. Inhale and exhale. How'd that feel, relatives? I hope it felt good. All right, let's go to our comments. Claudia says, I love to drive by the area in Muskego where people collect artisan water. I always think of the power of self-care in this act. Artisan water, that sounds awesome. Tracy says, peace. Claudia says, resolved. Dwight, love. Hadassah, calm. Terrell, good morning. How you doing, Terrell? Kathy Dutchow says, amazing. You are amazing, Kathy. Tracy says, feels good. All right. Awesome, relatives. I do want to take a moment to talk to our relatives out there who aren't feeling too great. I know a lot of times with spring and the extra sunshine and the warmth, our mood usually does give us a pick-me-up. And I love that. But you know what? Sometimes, even in spite of the weather, we still have conflict. We still are walking with pain. We still are healing. So for those of our relatives out there who aren't doing okay, I'll remind you every time that we're here that it is okay not to be okay. When you come here, if you're not okay, that's why we're here. To give you some love and to let you know that you're not alone. And for our relatives who are feeling great and strong today, I ask you to share some of that love and strength that you have with those of our relatives who need it, because our journey and path in self-care and wellness is cyclical, just like the moon. Sometimes we have brighter days and sometimes we have darker days. This is a guarantee. We will not always be perfectly great all the time. I wish we were, but that's not the cycle of our lives, right? It's like not only the waxing and the waning of the moon, it's like the tide, the rising and falling of the tide. Sometimes we're up high, sometimes we're down low. It's like the peaks and the valleys and the mountains. Sometimes we feel like we're soaring as high as the eagles, and sometimes we feel like we're down in the dirt, which can be a good thing sometimes. But the point is, relatives, if you're not doing all right, it's okay not to be okay. You don't have to hide it all the time. If you're like me, part of my trauma story was that I always had to pretend like it was okay, even when I wasn't. And when we pretend like it's okay all the time, then we're denying what our spirit is trying to tell us. And if you're not doing okay, relatives, we have what one of our elders calls our medicine kit. And when I'm talking about a medicine kit right now, what I mean is those actions, behaviors, thoughts, feelings, those exercises that we do, that we can access to help us on our healing journey when we need them. Sometimes in our medicine kit, it's a cup of tea or water. Sometimes in our medicine kit, it's smudging or laying tobacco. Sometimes it's calling a doctor when we know that we can't put it off anymore. Sometimes it's walking the red road in our sobriety path. Sometimes it's just allowing ourselves to be like, hey, in my medicine kit today, my medicine kit, part of those tools, one of those tools is, guess what? I'm not okay today. And it's okay to say I'm not okay. And if you're not doing all right, relatives, please access your medicine kit. You can also reach out to someone that you trust that you can talk to. Maybe that's a family member or a friend or a coworker. But it can also be our CARES Warm Line. Our CARES Warm Line is open every Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. and you can call or text. And within 24 hours, you'll get a response from one of our CARES Warm counselors. And although we're not a crisis line, here's what our CARES Warm Line is for. If you're feeling sad, anxious, nervous, depressed, you don't know what to do, you need someone to hold space for you. Maybe you don't even know what the heck you're feeling, but you know you're feeling some sort of way, and you want someone to just hold space for you with respect and dignity and care and compassion and without judgment. It is a judgment-free zone. Sometimes I have the CARES Warm Line, sometimes it's other of our team members. But I want you to know whoever you are connected to will always give you love, respect, and care. And not only can we connect you with resources that may be helpful for you, resources in advocacy or safety planning, but we can also provide you with that emotional support. And what that means is we're just here to hold space for you to go through whatever it is you need to go through in those moments. If you want someone to pray with you, we can pray with you. And I mean any spirituality. I'm not talking about any specific religion or non-religion or whoever you pray to. Maybe it's culture is medicine. Maybe you just need to chant, or if you want a chant or a blessing. Maybe it's just you want someone to listen and not tell you what to do or think they know what's best for you. One of the beautiful things about the way that we understand healing at the HIR Wellness Institute is that we will not determine your path for you. Your path of self-care and wellness is your sacred right. You get to decide, are you going to walk that path today? Are you going to run that path? Are you going to crawl that path? Or maybe you're not even going to walk on the damn path today. Maybe for your healing today, all you need to do is to just sit and reflect. You get to determine how you want that to look. That is your right. It's a sacred right. And if on your journey today you're like, you know what, I'm not okay, and I'm just gonna sit here and reflect, or maybe maybe when you have a moment you'll Netflix an ice cream, or maybe when you have a moment you'll take a walk or reach out to someone. Relatives, whatever you need, you deserve it. You do. So my question for you is, what do you need today? What do you need today? And you can comment in the comment section, but you don't have to. Terrell says, I like the phrase medicine because it's preventative. There are things we do daily to stay well, tools we use only when we need them. I like the phrasing better. I reflect on terms too much. Terrell, I love it. You have beautiful insight. Terrell also says, love the idea of a medicine kit versus a toolkit. So much more appropriate. Terrell, thanks for being a part of this medicine, and to all of you relatives. Before we go, I wanted to take a moment to talk about Sexual Assault Awareness Month. It is this month. And relatives, whether you are a survivor of sexual assault or not, I want you to know that this is at the HIR Wellness Institute, one of the things that we're really focusing on this month, because we are a survivor-led organization. I myself am a survivor. I know I talk about this a lot, but the reason that I do, relatives, is because I want you to know that if you are a survivor, that you are not alone. And there is healing. There are brighter days. I am a survivor of sexual assault. I also am a survivor of my twin sister, Malia Chow. She was a victim of human trafficking. And for a long time, I was unable to talk about it. In fact, up until the Red Sands event at the HIR Wellness Institute, I was unable to admit to myself that I even was a survivor. It's almost as if I blocked it out of my mind and just pretended like everything was okay. And as we are in Sexual Assault Awareness Month, I want to say, relatives, that we'll touch on this every time that we're here for a little while on our R&Rs throughout the month. And if you care to, relatives, if you want to, you can put an emoji even if you want. I think we can do emojis in here. You can put a heart emoji if you're a survivor. If you want to, you can say I'm a survivor. Because what that can do for me, what it did for me, and anyone out there can talk about what they did, how relatives, how it helped you to be able to say it. What it did for me is it allowed me to take off that mask of everything is okay all the time. Because Every time that I was saying that this didn't matter, I didn't have to think about it, I didn't have to recognize it, I was denying part of myself that needed healing. So I put on this mask that I was happy all the time and everything was okay and it didn't hurt and what I experienced didn't matter. It didn't affect me, but the truth was it did affect me. And more so than I even realized. Until I was able to take off that mask and say, you know what, I am a survivor. This does hurt. It's affected the way that I've made choices in my life. It's affected my relationships. It's affected the loss of my twin. And once I was able to say, you know what, I'm not all right. I'm not okay sometimes. That allowed me to move forward on my healing path. So if you want to, this is a safe place to allow yourself to come that way as you are. Because once we go there, then we realize our truth and we can learn to heal from that. We can heal from it. It's not even a learning process, actually. Learning is not the right word. Just healing from it by allowing ourselves to recognize, and relatives, not even for sexual assault. Your trauma might not be sexual assault. Whatever pain you walk with, and we all do walk with trauma, to allow yourself to say, like, you know what, that did hurt, that did affect me. It doesn't just have to be sexual assault. But just bringing awareness around the subject. And for those of our relatives out there, if you are not a victim, chances are that there's someone out there in your life that you love who has been affected in this way. As a matter of fact, nearly 1 in 4 women will experience sexual assault by an intimate partner in their lifetime. And in 8 out of 10 of these cases of sexual assault, the victim knew the perpetrator. 1 in 4 girls and 1 in 6 boys will be assaulted before the age of 18. And I know this is some heavy, dark stuff to talk about in the morning, relatives. But I just want to take the moment to let you know that if you are one of those people, you are not alone. And you can always come forward. You can do it here, or if you can, like I said, a heart emoji, or you can say you're a survivor. But I'm not pushing you to do this by any means, relatives. If you don't want to do that, absolutely don't do that. If you don't want to, but one of the things you can do is, if and when you're ready to talk about it, you can call our Cares Warm line and talk about it. We have services. All of our services are free. We don't ask for an insurance card. We don't want to see one. It doesn't matter to us if you have one. But if this is something that you've experienced and you want healing, that's what these videos are for. We have support groups. We have counseling and therapy, although we do have a waiting list. You can get yourself on that waiting list. We have events like the Red Sands. We have community activated medicine. We have book clubs. We have the Daughters of Tradition for our young girls. We have the Sons of Tradition coming up this fall or summer. I can't remember exactly when. We have trauma sensitive yoga. Oh my gosh, we have so much, relatives. But we can heal together. Okay, let's go to the comments. Claudia says, I do too, Terrell. Words have power and intent. That's why I meditate on them. Love that, Claudia. Thank you. Terrell says, yes, Claudia, and the meaning or messaging they give. I'm learning to be more aware of that messaging, to try and be more supportive and encouraging. Mariah says, I too am a survivor, and I have learned from HIR Wellness that the more I talk about what happened, the less power it has over me. Mariah, sending you so much love. Thanks for sharing, Mariah. You're amazing. There's survivors everywhere, relatives. That's one of the things that I found when I came to the institute and began being able to share my personal story and my experience, was that there's so many survivors out there and they are healing too. We all walk this path of healing, and we can still it can become to the point where in our healing where it doesn't, the effects that it may be having on us, the adverse effects become less and less and less, and we become stronger and stronger and more resilient. The pain of what we've experienced may not go away completely, but we can focus on that and to lessen it, where when we have these thoughts of the trauma, that it doesn't overcome us anymore. Thank you so much, Mariah. You're beautiful. Marie says, interconnection is a priority goal. I have realized that I can be codependent and it burdens folks and leads to unhealthy cycles. So I meditate on interconnection. I'm a survivor and a healer. Marie, that is such beautiful insight. And that awareness that you have is, there's so much wisdom in that. And yes, you are a healer. You are a survivor. You are beautiful, Marie. You are amazing. You are amazing. Kathy says sexual assault, human trafficking, DV I call shadow crimes because they are in the shadows. We need to bring to light so our victims get the help they need. I tell victims all the time, this will not define you. Kathy, beautiful words too. Thank you for sharing. Shadow crimes. This will not define you. This will not define you. Thank you, Kathy, for your words of strength. Dwight says, thank you. Sharon, I see you. Sending you so much love, Sharon. I see you. And to all of our relatives out there, even if you don't come forward, I want you to know that we know that you're out there. You are not alone. You're not alone. Marie says, good morning, ladies. Stay strong and have a wonderful day. So much love to you, Marie. So much love, everyone. Relatives. We're healing it together, right? We're healing together. I actually am getting a little bit clamped. I'm getting a little bit teary-eyed, relatives, because you are all amazing. And with that, I want to say, mahalo nui loa. Thank you so much for joining us today, for being part of the medicine. You are the medicine. Thank you for bringing such positive words, such words of depth, such words of love, words of caring, words that bring hope and peace and joy. Thank you for being you, relatives, and thank you for allowing yourself the ability to be vulnerable, to let others know that they are not alone. Take good, righteous care of your mind and your body and your heart and your spirit. Aloha nui. Huge love to you all. Kathy says, thanks, Malia. Have a great day to you and all. Hadassah says, hugs and love to you all. And with that, relatives, before we go, there is a community survey linked to this video. It's completely anonymous and asks just a few questions. This survey is so important. Please, relatives, take a moment to fill it out. The reason it is because this is how we're able to keep our funding, all of our services, completely free at no cost to our relatives. Leah, our founder, knew that she never wanted to charge and never will charge a penny for our relatives to heal, for all of us to walk this healing path. The survey also helps us understand how best to serve you and your needs. I look forward to a beautiful warm day. Relatives, may you have a day of warmth, healing, light, and peace. Remember, you deserve love. You deserve healing. You are love. You are healing. You carry that light within you. Have a beautiful day, everyone. Ahui ho'akuno and aloha.